to the standpoint. Today is one of those days we are going to touch on a very sensitive topic, a topic that we don't normally discuss. Even when we hear about it, we want to, pretend it doesn't exist, make excuses for it. And we don't normally have people coming out to openly discuss it or talk about it and say that, listen, I have this condition, I have this challenge. It doesn't happen. And as peace-loving hypocrites that we are, the few who come out to talk about it, we doubt them, we stigmatize them, we call them names, and then we try to shut them up because it is not normal in our view. Today we are talking about bipolar. Yes, bipolar. That's what we are going to talk about. And we have the right person in the studio to talk about it. We have some people who have that condition, who have been through it, who are being still stigmatized because of this condition that they have. Well, let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth, my dress, as always, by Ophelia Crossland Designs, and makeup products by Maybelline New York, and applied by Nax Beauty Studio. I always fix my hair at Exotic Trends at the Marina Mall. We take a break. When we come back, we meet Dr. Jemima Mcconkum, practice mental health for over 30 years. Yes, you heard me right. We'll be back.
To the women who inspire, thank you for the push to always do better. To the boss ladies who keep it lit while handling their business, cheers. To the Facebookers and those who do it for the gram, we see you, fam. To the mothers, friends and sisters who are there for others and still do great things for themselves, you are the real MVPs.
For every occasion, we've graced alongside you, for making us a part of all you do. GTP has come this far because of you. Yet Damase. We love you, God. Thank you for the gift of you.
Water gives life. Water is life. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste of Awake purified drinking water, which comes in a uniquely designed bottle with a lemon green tap. Water is your perfect way to stay hydrated. And remember, for every bottle you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, Ghana. Awake purified drinking water. One for life.
For bulk purchase, contact 0262 351 251.
Welcome back to The Standpoint. If you just joined us today, we are discussing bipolar, and our topic is living a bipolar life. Definitely doesn't sound very easy, doesn't sound very pleasant. But yes, there are people with that condition, and we need to talk about it. There are people even with that condition. Maybe I even have it and I don't know, So today we are going to get educated. I have with me in the studio Dr. Jemima Mcconkum. She is a Ghanaian, but US-based psychiatrist with 3 decades of experience. Wow, 3 decades. Most of you were not born, especially those in the studio. But before I come to her, let me acknowledge my audience. We have in the studio some representatives from Psychosocial Africa. Can you wave for us to see you? Okay, thank you very much. King's Class Senior High School. Good. And then I also have reps from COSRA, that's Catholic Organization for Social and Religious Advancement. Good to have you here with me. But again, I say thank you to all our sponsors. Remember, this program is aired every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Joy Prime. And also on the same Sunday at 8 p.m., we stream live on our Facebook page. That's the Standpoint. Please like our page, comment, ask questions, and we definitely will interact with you. Dr. Jemima Mcconkum, welcome back home to Ghana.
Thank you.
Good to finally meet you.
Yes, I've been dreaming of meeting you for a long time. As I told you, my sister has been watching you in Nigeria.
Oh.
You know, she knows everything about you.
Oh my God.
How you met your husband and all the stories you tell.
Good to know you. So you see everything you do, somebody out there is watching you, so you have to be careful. But you've been practicing psychiatry for the past 30 years?
Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
I'm a proud product of Wege
Hey.
and Ghana Medical School, class of 75.
Wow.
Many of you were not born.
I was 4 years. Oh, 75, I was 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I've been practicing for the last almost 30 years.
Wow.
Now I'm working for a hospital
States.
in the US. And, you know, we try to give back. We have an association there. I'm one of those who probably wouldn't have made university if it wasn't free at the time. So now that we can, I want to give back. So every year, come back to those who have stayed and struggled and trying to help, and we collaborate with them. So that's why I'm here this week.
That's awesome. That's good to know. That's good to know, you know. Always remember where you're coming from. Never forget that.
Yes.
Now, what made you go into psychiatry?
I've been asking myself that question. So I know that when I was young, many people said I'll be a lawyer because I talk too much. And maybe that's what lawyers do.
How was growing up in Ghana for you?
Okay, so from age 7 to 15, I actually grew up in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
So coming back at the age of 15, it was a culture I had to adjust. Wesley Girls, I was a senior ho. And we didn't have that culture of bullying in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I just thought, they weren't being friendly. And I didn't want to leave anyway. So it's an adjustment,
Right.
at 15. So many things were still different. But quickly, I became a Wege girl.
Okay.
And
you got into the flow.
yes.
How many are you in the family?
2.
You two. You and
Me
your...
and my sister, my
you and your
oldest sister.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you have kids?
I have 3.
3.
One
okay.
girl and 2
2
boys.
boys. They're all with you in the United States?
Yes.
How's practicing psychiatry in the United States like?
In terms of practice of psychiatry, everywhere it's the same in the sense that we are fighting stigma, because even there...
That is why I asked you that question.
Yes, we're fighting stigma. So when I come here, I'm like, what we do with technology transfer, where we're not walking the same line. There's technology and we jump and get to that point. We don't want to walk the same path. We don't want to wait another 200 years.
Yeah.
We want to learn some things that, I'm still fighting stigma. People still don't come to a psychiatrist or don't want to come to psychiatrists. They go to their primary care physician because it means you are crazy, So unfortunately, in as much as there is all this advocacy, something like suicide is still going up, not down.
Yeah.
So there and here, it's almost the same. The difference is, yes, we have more medications, you have the insurance paying, and we're still fighting for insurance to pay. But in terms of, I do the same advocacy over there. I have a standing offer to my patients. Call me to church. I just did one for the one of the churches where I am, where I want to give a shout out to them. Agape Church. It's a Ghanaian church.
Okay.
And they have included mental health in their health fair. So it's still a problem.
But you, as a doctor, do you also suffer stigma?
Oh, let me get introduced to my colleagues, and they say, "Oh, don't read my mind. or you are the shrink, you know. So yes, all that, it's like a joke, but it's still
Still
stigma.
there. Because here in Ghana, they call the mad people's doctor. I mean, abodamfo war doctor.
You know, so
Nankasakra wabodam kakra kakra.
and that's true. Even there, it's, but we encourage, encourage them to take, even on TV, you know, when there is a tragedy involving, then they start using all these names, and I find myself with a pen and paper, right? You know, this congressman used this word, and this person used this word, you know. So it's serious business, nothing to joke about.
Yes. And here too, sometimes their children, the doctors, the psychiatric doctors, children also go through the stigma, and people tease them. And call them all sorts of names. But well, let me take a break. When we come back, we'll get into, because I wanted to know you, who you are, you know, growing up, where you grew up, you know, what has culminated in making you this amazing woman, you know, practicing and working with people with psychological challenges, you know, and correct me if I don't use any word rightfully.
So far, good.
So far, so good. Okay, so you're watching The Standpoint. Again, I say thank you to all our supporters. Go Got Yogurt as a woman. Yogurt is very good for you. So you make sure you go for Go Got Yogurt. Awake Purified Mineral Water and Royal Drinks by Casa Preco Company Limited. Yep, cleaning services make sure that our environment is clean all the time. Thank you to Cake Technique, to Mrs. Oforipoko. Thank you so much for all the support you gave to The Standpoint. You don't have to, but you always make sure that our guests and audience are always refreshed by giving us, you know, something for that. We are grateful to. Thank you to House of Foods, Auntie Vera. You know, I salute you. Today I got my green pepper. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to Marimat Kitchen and Events. Grateful to everybody who's been a part of it. Cordam's Gifts and Stationery. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this discussion.
To the women who inspire, thank you for the push to always do better. To the boss ladies who keep it lit while handling their business. Cheers. To the Facebookers and those who do it for the gram. We see you, fam. To the mothers, friends and sisters who are there for others and still do great things for themselves. You are the real MVPs.
For every occasion, we've graced alongside you, for making us a part of all you do. GTP has come this far because of you. Yet Damasi. We love you, God. Thank you for the gift of you.
Hi, my name is Ohinire Gifty Auntie. I'm an author. Have you had your copies of my books yet? Yes. Currently, I have 3 books. One is already on the market, A Bit of Me. Now, A Bit of Me is arguably the most inspirational book when it comes to Ghana. Within a week, it became #1 on Amazon under the survival biographies category. Yes, that's how powerful it's been. Many testimonies have come out of it. Now, when I turned 50 recently on 23rd January, we came out with a special birthday edition of it. Nicely designed, as you can see. It has the kente, and that kente, by the way, is called Gifty Auntie Kente design on it, and then we have the gold 50th birthday edition embossed on it. So it's a special edition. It's out there. Now, my second and third books are 50 Nuggets at 50. The 50 Nuggets is about my 50 experiences in my 50 years on earth. 50 of my experiences on earth in the 50 years that I've been around. I mean, you read, you think you know me, you'll be shocked. You know, you will laugh, you will cry, but you get to know me better, and you get to know yourself better as well. And the third book, I call it The Best of You. The Best of You. The slogan for the hashtag for my Facebook, A Bit of Me, is be the best version of yourself. The best of you encourages you to bring out the best in you. I mean, you can see yourself through this book as if you're looking through the mirror. It's just to encourage you, to motivate you daily. Short quotes, but they are very powerful to keep you going. So please, we have the vendors on screen now. Get in touch with them. Get your copies of it. If you're watching this before March, the 2 books, 50 Nuggets at 50 and The Best of You, will be available at the first week of March. But until then, you can call 0543-618182 and pre-order those 2 books. The 50 Nuggets at 50 comes in hardcover. So yes, it's a very special book as well. And then when it's out in March, you can contact any of the vendors and you get your copies to read and to enjoy. Remember, it's all about you. Today's readers are tomorrow's leaders. We all aim to be the best of ourselves. Thank you. Hello there, hope the year has started well for you. Well, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who have contributed to my charities. That's the Girl in Need Foundation, our Danswa Reading Project, and then the Happy Fit Project. Thank you so much. But as you know, it's an ongoing project. So today I come to you once again pleading that you continue to support us. For the Girl in Need Foundation, it is 1 Ghana cedi or more. Yes, free SHS, but we take care of children from birth till they are 18 years and below. And even for the free SHS, when they are going to school, sometimes we need to get them everything: chop box, trunk, sponge, sometimes even underwear. So please, we need your support, and we need you to help us to put more girls in school and take them out of various abusive environments. And so if you want to donate, you can send us money on 0544-844-122. It's a mobile number, 0544-844-122. Or you can call us on that same number. And if you go to a bank or a supermarket or wherever it is, and then you actually see the box, the Girl in Need boxes, you can put the money in there. And then the Award and Swar Reading Projects. What we want to do, and we have started doing, is to make sure that children in rural communities have access to storybooks wherever they are. Because we believe that books, especially storybooks, help them to actually dream and dream big and then live out their dreams. Textbooks, yes, but then outside the classroom, there must be something that keeps them going, keeps pushing them. So that one, if you want to support us, you send us the money through Momo number 0543-618182, 0543-618182. If you want to donate books as well, storybooks, you call the same number, and wherever you are, we'll come for it, or you can say we'll direct you as to where to bring it to us. Happy Feet. We make sure children, again, in rural communities have access, have the joy of also wearing brand new shoes during occasion, during Easter, during Christmas. So again, you can donate a shoe or 2. Easter is coming. And so we will plead with you that if you can't get us the shoe, you can send us money on 0543-618182. Just indicate what you want the money to be used for, and then we'll do exactly that. But if you have shoes for us, please again call us and we'll come for it, or we'll show you where to bring the shoes. Thank you very much for reaching out to help children that are not your biological, but you don't know where you'll meet them in future. When you meet people who are just kind to you for no reason, you know you don't know them from anywhere, you know that you haven't touched them directly, but maybe, just maybe, you've touched them indirectly, or somebody from your family has touched them indirectly, and you are benefiting from it. God bless you even as you give. Welcome back to the Standpoint. I say thank you to GTP for my clothes. My dress was made for me by Ophelia Crossland Designs. Makeup products by Maybelline New York and applied by Nax Beauty Studio. And I fix my hair at Exotic Trends. Dr. Jemima Mcconkum, what is bipolar?
Okay, so before we talk about illness, let's revisit health. Okay, we all know about the heart and its vessel, cardiovascular health. We know about the breathing, our lungs getting oxygen, breathing. There's also the system in the mind that helps us make decisions.
Okay.
Decisions that help us survive physically and survive socially. Because we get all this, a lot of information,
Right.
our ideas, and our mind has to decide based on all the things we have been influenced by, cultural, educational, and make a decision that will be, in the interest of ourselves. Everybody has mental health, okay? When you say mental health, people think mood. But it's not a mood system. It's a thinking system, a decision-making system.
Okay, revisit that.
Okay, so you think mental health or mood, they are feeling sad, depressed. No, let's think about how we came here this morning, okay? You thought, okay, today is Saturday, I'm going to this program. Your thoughts, I also have to go somewhere else, and it goes back and forth, but I really need to go, and you make a decision and come, okay?
Yeah.
And you feel good about it, okay? On the other hand, let's say my usual example, you see something that is wiggly, and it looks like your mind says, it's a snake, okay? Because of my culture, the first thing is, it's dangerous. I get scared and I run. So you see, you think about it, what you decide gives you the feeling.
Right.
And your behavior goes along with it. Now, different from my daughter who was like 6, who came running and say, there's a garden snake. All I heard was snake. And I said, let's go to the next house, get a man. I said, Mommy, get a man for what? Kill the snake. Because she went, she wasn't in this culture, snake is not necessarily danger.
Yeah.
In my brain, it's been ingrained danger. So I had to explain to her. So that's how our mind has what is danger, what is happiness, what is danger to challenge. When you are angry, you are challenging. When you are fearful. So that's normal. Everyone has it.
Okay.
But we also know that the normal systems, the cardiovascular, the breathing, they can go wrong. Every human can have an illness.
Okay. Okay.
And
now, before you go on, so what I'm getting is that the brain can be manipulated or programmed by the way we are socialized.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We all are.
So we feed it. It's either being fed or we feed it ourselves.
Well, as growing up as children, we are fed, and our brain is not even developed to know what is going on and what is good or bad.
Yeah.
As we grow up and we go to school and we have our circle becomes more, we start to change it. Okay.
Right.
But it's set as to what is, and everybody knows themselves.
Right.
So when it comes to mental illnesses, most of them are changes in your usual self, in your usual optimal first.
Okay.
That's why we don't compare one person with the other,
Another.
because it's a change. Now, the other thing that is also important is that, our thinking, nobody can read anybody's thinking, okay? Nobody can read anybody's feeling. Everybody is guessing. Maybe you're guessing right. If I'm sitting there quietly, oh, maybe you are sad, but you don't know. Now, even the physical manifestation, okay? Some people, when they are happy, they laugh loudly. That's others don't, okay? That's important because when there are changes, only that person can know for sure. So the first thing is, don't look at somebody and say, look, they're dressed nicely. How can they be sad? Because you're just looking, you are interpreting, you don't know.
Or they're from a rich family.
Oh.
They have a good job. How
You
can
know,
they be sad? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you bring up another important point, that it's not always about something happened. We always want to say, oh, no, he was depressed. That's because he lost his job. That's because he didn't get this. It doesn't have to be. I have patients who would come and say, I don't understand. My childhood was great. You know, everything is going on, but I feel sad. Okay. It's an illness. Everything can be great. You can have asthma and you can't breathe. So that's the point to drive home, that it's an illness just like any other illness.
Right.
You know. So most of it, so we have many categories. And the one that is talked about mostly, the mood, what we call mood illness. And it's labeled that because the mood is what is highlighted. So like depression, okay? So we talk about depression. Depression is not just about the mood. If I'm sitting here thinking, I feel hopeless, the world is not going right for me, nothing will go right. You don't know that. I'm sitting here smiling because it's in my thoughts.
Right.
I'm sad. Some people don't actually feel sad. In place of it, they lose interest in things that they usually enjoy. How would you know that? I can come sit here, talk myself into sitting here, and you wouldn't know that I reluctantly came here. And most of their physical symptoms, physical changes, sleep. I tell people that even if you are sleeping with a bed partner, unless you're kicking them all night, they're not going to know you didn't sleep.
Yeah.
So the important thing is we need to explore from...
That's an interesting part.
explore from the person. You know, we forget about asking, and we keep advising. You know, but we need to ask, you know. Even children, especially children these days, I see your daughter, you know, they are sophisticated, they can articulate, but we don't ask them. So mental illnesses, there is a cluster of changes in the thinking, in the mood, and physical. People just say depression, depression. Depression can mean, oh, it's very hard, I'm depressed. That's not an illness, you know. That's just every day. And
or
then
could be menopausal.
So sometimes I get all riled up about this, especially with our own medical profession, because sometimes we are also guilty. You know, we say depression, but you know, you asked bipolar. People associate bipolar with you are dramatic, you are manic, you cause a lot of commotion, but really, it is the depression part, you know, that most of the time studies show that most of one's life, the person with bipolar disorder is under the radar, depressed, and nobody knows it. The manic part, then everybody else around it. So I really want to give a shout out to my people. I'm also part of the psychosocial group.
How does it manifest? How do you know that somebody has or you have bipolar disorder? So
I'm glad you came back to that. So depression is, most of the illnesses have episodes. And my analogy again is diabetes. Okay, most people know someone who has diabetes. Diabetes.
My mother died from diabetes.
Okay. So it's very common.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, you know. So, and I'll come back to that because that should let you think about some things that, you know, you watch out for yourself. Okay, because most illnesses have some genetic component with it. So in bipolar disorder, One may be still depressed, but that person has at some point in their life had what we call an episode of mania.
Episode of
Mania.
mania.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we say manic. Mania
Okay.
is the, mania is
Yeah.
the noun.
Okay.
Manic. Okay.
Okay.
And what is mania? Just like I said, it affects most of our symptoms is the thoughts, the feeling, and physical. In mania, the thinking, ideas seem to come, so many ideas, again, a change from that person's usual. So you have many ideas. The ideas are coming at fast pace, and it's usually not orderly. Okay. Now, one of my patients just gave me this analogy. You go to the airport. If the luggages are coming fast and it's all disorderly, you can review them carefully. So if you have so many thoughts and they're going fast, the mind is not sorting out properly. And so the decision about this is good, this should be done, it's not. Also, what happens is there are two moods that it can produce. One is anger. Anger is normal. We all get angry. But it's usually anger more than the person's usual or out of proportion to what's going on.
Okay.
Or excitement. Again, happiness, we all get happy. But excitement where it doesn't fit. Again, socially, you can tell that it's not
Working.
Yes. And then physically. So one seems to have so much energy that the body doesn't need to sleep. We call that decreased need for sleep, except people don't come and say, doctor, I have decreased need for sleep. They just say, I can't sleep. And you have to explore it. That's where doctors, we have to talk more with the patient. So a combination of your mind is not making good judgment, you have so much energy, it creates a lot of commotion. Right. And in the US, I would say that there are many good young people in jail who do not belong there. They would not have been there if they were not in that state where you're driving too fast. You get pulled over. You experiment with things, or on the other hand, aggression. The other thing that is also, typical for some people in that stage is that sexually, one gets sexually inappropriate for themselves. I have 50-year-olds who are now in therapy to deal with things that they did earlier in life. Nobody telling them that they feel ashamed of. So it is not the happy thing that the person is saying. Okay. Whenever we can't control ourselves, it's not a good place to be. So if you've ever, so this is what happens. Say someone is more likely to come in depression. If they do, everyone treating them has to ask, have there been ever a time where you have, where you have been overly angry, overly happy? We all know that. Yeah. I know when I get too excitable, you know that nobody, thoughts. Have your thoughts been too, over there they'll say racy thoughts. I have racing thoughts, and you explain. So the point is you have to explore it. And if the person they have bipolar disorder.
Okay, I'll take another break. When we come back, I have some questions on Facebook for you. One, Julia Osabote in UK asked the question, which is your worst moment, being manic or depressed? And then I have a long one here. It says, hello, good morning, Ma. My name is Zidam from Kaduna State, Nigeria. I like watching your programs very well. I really appreciate your good work. I am faced with this challenge of depression, in quotes, bipolar disorder for 5 years, which made me drop out of school for treatment. Honestly, one thing that is always on my mind is, why am I still doing in this world? Like nothing good happening to me. My happiness counts only on seconds. My question to you, doctor, is that What is the secret to survival? And what is bipolar in brief? I'll be glad to get a reply. Thanks. Well, we'll give you a reply, my dear one. But we'll have to take a break. Remember, this program is also aired on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it and then have a view on our Facebook page. Of course, we have the live streaming every Sunday at 8 p.m. We'll be back. Hello there. Hope the year has started well for you. Well, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who have contributed to my charities. That's the Girl in Need Foundation, our Danswa Reading Project, and then the Happy Faith Project. Thank you so much. But as you know, it's an ongoing project. So today I come to you once again pleading that you continue to support us. For the Girl in Need Foundation, it is 1 Ghana cedi or more. Yes, free SHS, but we take care of children from birth till they are 18 years and below. And even for the free SHS, when they are going to school, sometimes we need to get them everything: chop box, trunk, sponge, sometimes even underwear. So please, we need your support, and we need you to help us to put more girls in school and take them out of various abusive environments. And so if you want to donate, you can send us money on 0544-844-122. It's a mobile number, 0544-844-122. Or you can call us on that same number. And if you go to a bank or a supermarket or wherever it is, and then you actually see the box, the Girl in Need boxes, you can put the money in there. And then the Award Danswa Reading Projects. What we want to do, and we have started doing, is to make sure that children in rural communities have access to storybooks wherever they are. Because we believe that books, especially storybooks, help them to actually dream and dream big and then live out their dreams. Textbooks, yes, but then outside the classroom, there must be something that keeps them going, keeps pushing them. So that one, if you want to support us, you send us the money through Momo number 0543-618182, 0543-618182. If you want to donate books as well, storybooks, you call the same number, and wherever you are, we'll come for it, or you can say we'll direct you as to where to bring it to us. Happy Feet. We make sure children, again, in rural communities have access, have the joy of also wearing brand new shoes during occasion, during Easter, during Christmas. So again, you can donate a shoe or two. Easter is coming. And so we will plead with you that if you can't get us the shoe, you can send us money on 0543-618182. Just indicate what you want the money to be used for, and then we'll do exactly that. But if you have shoes for us, please again call us and we'll come for it, or we'll show you where to bring the shoes. Thank you very much for reaching out to help children that are not your biological, but you don't know where you'll meet them in future. When you meet people who are just kind to you for no reason, you know you don't know them from anywhere, you know that you haven't touched them directly, but maybe, just maybe, you've touched them indirectly, or somebody from your family has touched them indirectly, and you are benefiting from it. God bless you even as you give. Back to the standpoint. Well, I have a very excitable audience, though the topic we are discussing is not very exciting, but yes, it's good. In everything, you need to add a bit of excitement to it. Now, Dr. Mcconkum, now with the first question from Nigeria, Kaduna State, Nigeria, Didum, what he or she basically asking, what is bipolar, which you've explained? But I get the impression he or she is bothering on suicide now. Can bipolar disorder push you to that?
Yes. Remember, bipolar disorder, you can have depression at some times. Yeah. You can have the mania. And what is not talked about, often, you can also have a mixture. And that's even more dangerous because you feel, you believe your life is helpless. You are irritable. Your mind can't think through. So if you have thoughts of suicide, your mind is not thinking carefully. It can't, not that you are refusing to. And that's what I want to stress. There's a difference between wound, when we are well, we choose, and illness, we don't choose, okay? So both phases can be a danger to oneself and others, okay? The person who is manic, okay, they don't want to die. Their brain is not making good judgment to save them. So if someone, say, challenges me or say something, I don't know whether they have a weapon. I don't know how they are. I'm challenging them. And there are people, some of my patients who are surprised that they, 2 a.m., I was arguing with this driver that I don't. Difference is that it's not them. And then they make the depression phase. So it's actually suicide, completed suicide can be one more at risk with bipolar disorder.
Now, and Juliana or Sabote wants to know which one is worse.
Well, it's like saying I have diabetes, which is one is worse. Should my sugar drop and I'll die? Or should my sugar go up and I have complications and die? No, you want to manage the illness. I keep going to diabetes. Diabetes, a lot of the heart diseases, asthma, we call them chronic diseases.
Yeah.
Chronic diseases, science hasn't got a cure for them. We manage them. And what is the best thing? Early identification. So, like you said, if you know you have it, you said your mom is diabetic.
Yeah.
So
and we found out quite late when she already had the, the sores.
So you know that if you start to, let's say, feel thirsty more than usual, you have learned that that's sign of high sugar.
Yes.
So in the same way, if someone who has a family history of any mood, depression, bipolar, if they start to feel more sad than their usual, you know it. You may not tell anybody. Start to think, could this be? Or your thoughts, So the medications, and it's not only medications. Treatment is not, I'll come to that. But it doesn't cure it.
Okay, now before you continue, is bipolar disorder curable or manageable?
It is manageable just like high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, they're all manageable. What does manageable means? It means to limit the episodes you have so that you can have a good quality of life.
So when you have it, you have it for life?
You have it for life.
Are people born with it, or it's something they develop?
You have the risk. You have the risk of diabetes.
Yes.
Your children have the risk of diabetes. Risk doesn't mean we'll have it, but it means our chances of getting it is higher than somebody whose family, close family, didn't have it. So in that sense, you may be born with it. When do you have symptoms? In bipolar disorder, the time, remember, you cannot diagnose bipolar disorder unless somebody has experienced mania. The age group of experiencing mania is usually the adolescent age. That's also when society expects young ones to be quote unquote wild.
Right.
So many people, they're just being teenagers. Being teenagers and nobody asked. So they've done studies, and this is what drives me, to do all this advocacy, that sometimes it takes 10 years for the person who has it to get the right diagnosis.
10 years?
10 years. This is a U.S., at least in the U.S.
So you can imagine here in
10
motherland.
years. And the sad thing is 10 years even as they are seeing doctors. Because one is not likely, the symptoms of mania is not distressful. We don't go to a doctor when we are not distressed. So you can go when you are down. And when we don't ask, are there other times when you have experienced this, then we'll be diagnosing you with the wrong illness.
Is bipolar common, especially in a Ghanaian
Well,
cycles?
Until I met this wonderful group of people, okay, I also, when I was in school, even in medical school, okay, I'm sure I can remember one classmate who became acutely manic, okay. Then we didn't know what it was. He got treatment, was able to finish medical school. In another setting, maybe they would just say, go to the priest, go to somewhere,
Yeah.
you know. So I want to stress, these are respectable people like you and I having an illness that they didn't call for. We don't call for illness. Your mom didn't call for her diabetes, you know. So that needs to be stressed.
Well, thank you very much. It's been very enlightening. I mean, totally, I'm sure you've disabused our minds about what we thought was, bipolar disorder and mental illness in general. But in conclusion, before you leave us and go back to the United States of America and stay for how long before you come back again? What have you got to say to the Ghanaian watching you, the young lady, the younger man who has been diagnosed with bipolar, and people disbelieve him or her, and parents who don't understand what is going on and think that there's some witchcraft, from the father's side? Normally they say it's from the mother's side, but me, I always say it from the father's side.
Okay, so the time I have left, first, again, I want to acknowledge, look at my psychosocial group, support group.
Yeah. And I'll have them on the standpoint one of these days to actually share the experiences.
Good.
We'll do that.
Because how I met them, I just somebody sent me a video of Mcconkum telling her story, and I said, even then, people don't tell their story. She was articulate. She was, she was really effective. And I called her and I said, I adopt you. You're my daughter now.
Yeah.
And then she invited me, and I have all these, and many, they finished school, and struggling. That's what we need to see. They've been struggling with an illness, but sometimes it sets them back, but they continue to struggle. They are heroes. They are my heroes. Heroes and heroines.
Well, thank you very much for coming to spend time with us. Thank you for this education. Thank you for what you're doing for the young ones, for supporting them and believing them, because in our system, being believed is one thing altogether. As I speak to you now, I have a nephew who is at the hospital because he attempted suicide, and one of his parents, doesn't want to believe what he's going through. And one of my daughters, who's a doctor, is the one spending time and letting him understand that there are people who believe you. I trust you. I believe what you're going through. I know that it is not normal. I know that you can handle this, but then this is the other way. Because having somebody believe you can mean the whole world. The whole world to you, can make a difference, So that's why, those of you who haven't got a copy of my book, A Bit of Me, try and get a book, because my tagline, my slogan is be inspired to be the best version of yourself. Now, A Bit of Me is an inspirational book and lets you into some of the things I've been through. And so when I talk, you know that I'm not just talking, I've been there. I've walked that journey before and understand what you're going through. So, dear one watching, there's a lot more work to do, but life is the most important. Thank you, Doc. And the next time you are in Ghana again, please, let's have you.
Thank you for having me, and I have to conclude and say I have books.
Yes.
The surprise to them, they don't know it.
Oh,
but each of you here, at least my psychosocial group, has a book, A Bit of Me. Yes. So the reason why I got this inspiration, you have walked your journey, and everybody, you are an inspiration to me, but she also has stories that can inspire. We all need inspiration. So coming, I knew I was going to give one to each person, and she's promised to autograph it.
Yes, for each one of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You should see
Okay.
them encouraging each
Each
other.
other. It's
Oh, it's amazing.
Thank you so much. And thank you for coming, all of you.
I know you added that. I didn't acknowledge mine.
Yes. Okay. Dr. Dodoy. Dr. Dodoy is a member of the stand, but he's a prodigal one, so don't acknowledge him.
Oh, he's been amazing.
He ran away from me.
He's been amazing. So I know Dr. Dodoy through Coco, and he's always been supportive. I call people who are not on him about people who are not his patients, and he's always there. And he only came today to support me because I said, I'm a Nino at this. So thank you, Dr. Dodoy.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, and I'll be back with a bit of me. You know, one of the painful periods you can go through in life is when you're really going through something, when you are suffering from something, when you are faced with a challenge and you can't really seem to make anybody understand you, when you have nobody to believe you. Now, those of you who have read my book, A Bit of Me, there's a bit I've titled, If Only You Know Me. If only you know me, you know that I'm not okay. If only you know me, you know that I have challenges. But then, if you should ask me, how am I would say, I'm fine. You have to really know me for me to be able to remove the mask that is covering my unhappiness. We go through challenges and sometimes people feel that you should be okay. You should just get over it. Or you are too dramatic. The painful ones are the times when people close to you, people you expect them to understand you and believe you and know that this is not you, there's something strange. They don't get it. They don't believe you. But first of all, my dear one, don't blame them if they don't believe you. They don't know any better. They are not in the same space like you are right now. They haven't traveled your journey. So it is not, let's say, a rejection of what you're going through. It's not a disbelief. They themselves are battling with their conscience. And to you out there, listen, we all deal with situations differently. Things affect us differently. The first thing you can do, maybe it's risky, but when people are bold enough to share their experiences, what they are going through, their pains with you, believe them. And if you can't help, seek help for them. Direct them to the right places. Sometimes we know it all, solution, everything. Solution, one point, stopping point. We prescribe things that we have no clue of. So let's stop it. Let's be there for each other. Let's understand it. Let's broaden up. There's Google, there's YouTube, there's research. This is information age. Educate yourself, empower yourself. Read about things. We are losing too many people because by the time we get to know them, by the time we get to understand them, it's too late. First country south of the Sahara to do everything when it comes to Ghana. But we are the most judgmental people I have come across. Quick to jump to conclusion, quick to stigmatize, quick to criminalize. It's about time we change. It's about time we be there for people because we are destroying the very ones we have to protect. Well, I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God, but I know God has given us wisdom. He has given us wisdom. Let's apply it. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.